Good morning, and welcome to Church on the Net. Today we're going to be talking about how God speaks to us. I think that sometimes we get confused and we tend to go and not really find the answers. In Hebrews 1, it talks about how God spoke to us in the past through the prophets, and now he speaks to us through his Son. I find that so many people dwell in the Old Testament, and there are some great stories there that have great lessons, but they dwell in it. And to be honest, someplace, if you're depressed, it would not be the best to dwell in the book of Job, but maybe in the book of 1st or 2nd Corinthians. And to dive in beyond what the author's saying into how the book was written and why it was written and to what people it was written. See, I think sometimes we don't put value on how God speaks to us. And I've often said this, at the end of each of our devotions, it says to read, to pray, and to tithe. You read the Bible, you pray to ask questions, to talk to him, and he will respond through prayer, through reading of the Word. He can respond through people and different things. But the only way that you know if those people are truly speaking to you from the Lord is by looking at his Word and looking at the totality. And I've even mentioned this before. I've gotten in trouble with some pastors in the churches we've served because I've told my youth, listen, if you don't understand something the pastor's saying, then go to him and ask him to explain it to you. Why you said what you said, which is a good thing. How is the Lord talking to you? I've gotten ridiculed for years because I've actually, when I came into ministry, I heard the Lord audibly call me into ministry when I was 16 years old at Camp Marengo around Camp C area campfire. I remember everything very vividly. But I remember it maybe because I expect him to talk to me, and I hear him talk to me almost every night. Many times it's audibly. Before I decide to take a gentleman that I'm going to mentor, I usually ask him what he wants me to do. And if he says no, then I don't do it. But if he says yes, he's yours, then I pursue to the best of my ability, knowing that in the end result, each and every one of you belong to him. And if you run too hard, he's going to get you back for a time. What do you expect from the Lord? How do you expect him to talk back to you? I have heard his audible voice. He's also spoken to me through his Word, through songs, through other people, many different ways. We're going to be looking this upcoming retreat on spiritual integrity and biblical integrity. There's so many false prophets, false lies out there, and the Bible said that they would come. In Matthew and in Revelations, it says that many false prophets will come in my name and deceive even the elect. They'll make it seem like the truth, but it's not. The truth has never left you. What the Lord wants us to know has always been the same for the past couple hundred years with the Jamnia Council of 90 AD, with that interpretation we have currently of the Bible. What will you do with how he wants to talk to you? Will you be afraid of it? Will you run, or will you embrace it? The choice really is yours. And he will speak. And if you say, well, the Lord doesn't speak to me, then you're probably not listening, because You got to cut through a lot of crap and a lot of clutter to hear his voice. Even I do. Sometimes I don't hear him. Usually I find that when that happens, it's because I'm too busy, too filled to let his love flood over me so that he can speak to me. What will you do this Sunday? I hope you have a great Sunday. Don't forget praying for our ministry and for the retreat. I pray that you continue to pray for the finances of our ministry. God provides. Some people have thought sometimes when I put that cry out there that I'm begging for money. I'm not begging for money. God will take care of us. Although I do know that he has blessed abundantly those who support the ministry of Deeper Level Mentoring. So remember us in your tithes and offerings. And listen to that still small voice that the Lord is calling you home, calling you to a ministry, calling you to do something on his behalf. It may be scary, but you'll always be blessed. I hope you have a great Sunday. God bless.